Hello, welcome back. Today is day 2 of the 5. I feel really good. I was able to post yesterday, which was the day of filming, which was great. And yeah, I'm having a really slow morning today. It's already 10:30. I slept in until like 8, and then I just kind of, laid in bed for a little bit. And then I actually made today's breakfast yesterday, and I tried to make healthy oat pancakes, and don't really know what that is, but it's still edible, so I'm gonna have it. But it's so tough, and it's like I don't know what I did wrong, but it did not shape into a pancake at all. It's still good. It's like banana bread. Today I really want to go to the vintage store that we talked about yesterday. And I mean, we still have 4 days, so, I really do want to go and look at Hollister and Brandy, but we still have so much of the long weekend that we could take it slow. And yeah, I really want to tidy up the place and clean as well. So maybe we can do that in the morning. But yeah, I think slow mornings are really nice, and today is such a cloudy day that I don't know, maybe we could go to the park, but yeah, I'm thinking just checking out the vintage store for today, and let me know how you're doing. So my parents are out right now, and they're coming back a little later than expected, so we're gonna make some lunch, and I thought I'd bring you along. I've just realized how flat this side of my hair is today compared to this side. It's fine, it's fine. Okay. So welcome to the kitchen. We're gonna make some sandwiches today. So we're gonna make a really nice basil salami tomato sandwich. So first I'm going to butter the pan and put the bread on top, and then hopefully it turns out alright. I realized that we didn't have any butter, which is kind of crazy, so I used olive oil. I hope that works. There wasn't that much bread, so I could only make one per person, and it's kind of small, so I might have to think of something else to add. But yeah, I haven't cooked like this in a while, so this was fun. So I'm done, and now we're going to clean up. And I also realized that the cheese that we had also wasn't like the sandwich cheese, but it's fine. And I also did burn it kind of, but I hope that's fine as well. Is it because of the olive oil, or did I just leave it on for too long? Because I had the problem of the cheese not melting. It's like I kind of just left it that way until the cheese melted, and then I flipped it and it was all burnt. And it was on low heat too. It was on low heat, and then I put the lid on top, which is what I was taught to do if I want something to cook all the way through, but if I didn't want like the surface to burn. But it still burned. So now I'm going to wait for my parents. Sorry guys, my storage ran out. This is such like a constant problem that I've been having, where I just can't keep up with the storage, and it's just too much money to like get more of. So I really want to invest in like a camera, because I'm pretty sure with a camera you put in like a card where all the footage goes in, and then once it gets full you just buy another one. So it's like, I don't know, it just feels so much better than having one big storage that you have to constantly keep cleaning out. You know what I mean? Like I could just like fill it up and then I will store it, and then I just buy a new one and then it starts all over again. That sounds so much better. And another thing that I've been having is the camera quality. The camera from like the inside camera, like the selfie camera, is really bad compared to the outside, and I feel like, I wonder if you guys can tell. I can definitely tell when I'm editing the footage, and I definitely just want to film with better quality, but it's so difficult to use the back camera because I can't see what's like being recorded. And I mean, there's a way to like mirror it onto like my iPad to see what's happening, but it's just such a hassle. I just really prefer being able to see what's going on the screen while I like look at the camera, look at you guys, which I think is so much easier with a camera. So I'm gonna try and save up for one, but I'm sure it's gonna be kind of expensive. And also a laptop, because my phone is gonna explode. It gets so hot when it's trying to export the video, and I think I just need to like upgrade, but also I've just started, so I could just keep going like this for a couple more months, and then hopefully I could start upgrading little by little. But I'm feeling really good about this. Like I really enjoy this. Now I think it's just, I just need to keep doing it consistently and keep getting better and better, improving every time. And then hopefully eventually I'll have like, you know, a big community of people that I could talk to, which I think would be really nice. So if you want to continue following along, I really appreciate you, and you're always welcome here. So yeah. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, I'm still waiting for my parents to come back. But until then, I think we could try and tidy up the room a little bit. Look, there's something that I've been looking at. And it's the IKEA shelf or cart thingy. And I think it would be really nice so I could store a bunch of my stuff in there. But even then, that is a mess. I really want to just declutter everything. But yeah, let's go to the vintage store, okay? I really want to go to the vintage store. It's a bit pricey, but they do have, I think, some really like unique styles of sweaters as well as jackets. I really want to get a leather jacket and maybe a little bit of oversized sweaters. So today is also going to be a great day. I hope you're having a great day as well. And I am back, and oh, it was such a big shopping fail for sure, but at least I got my steps in. But still, it was so bad. You know, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I've had so many shopping trips where I would get so close to finding something that I really love, but then I end up not finding anything that's like perfect. First of all, the vintage store was so nice and the vibes were great, but it was so overwhelming. I mean, I guess you really do need skills to thrift. It's a vintage store, but it's pretty much like thrifting, except they're all vintage pieces and they tend to be a bit more pricey, but you know, just like thrifting, they're secondhand and there's one of like everything. So it took a lot of searching, and I did find a couple of leather jackets. That was the main thing that I was looking for, that were pretty good, but they were all too big. It's actually insane how huge those jackets are. And so I ended up looking at some accessories, but you know, wasn't planning on spending too much, so I ended up just leaving and going to a smaller shopping mall that was nearby. They had about 3 or 4 stores that were like clothing, and I actually found one that was so good, and I loved it so much, but they only had one size. It had like the free size, which I don't even know what that is. What is free size? Because is it like the average of like every human being? Because that's not free size. Like that's not going to fit everyone. That's only going to fit the people who fit that size. You know what I mean? I think free size is just, I don't even know, but they were too big. But they weren't like as ridiculously big as the ones that I found at the vintage store, but it was still a little too big, and it's like if it was a bit smaller, it would have been perfect. But it was a good like $60-$70, which is not something that I would just spend on something that's like slightly too big or slightly too small. So I ended up not buying anything, and I ended up just walking home. So yeah, that's kind of how the shopping went. I really want to get a nice leather jacket. Why is it so hard to look for a leather jacket? I remember last autumn, I really tried and I couldn't find any. And then this year I'm trying and I can't find any. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. And I think tomorrow, let's go to Brandy Melville, because I also couldn't find any good sweaters. They're all so thick and chunky, and like, I just want something that's more like, I don't know, it's like nice and baggy, but not like chunky, you know what I mean? And so hopefully we can find more of that there, and then hopefully our last like shopping trip of this long weekend would be to Hollister. And the place where Hollister is in is a huge shopping mall, okay? It's like you won't be able to go around all the stores in one day. And so I really hope I can find a leather jacket there. They have Zara, Uniqlo, and GU, of course, and a bunch of other ones. So hopefully I can find it then. But yeah, I think this is going to be the end of the video. Again, if you have any questions, if there are any, I'll answer them in the next video. And yeah, thanks for coming along. Bye.
Blue sky come bearing up before us. We hang